Hello, this is Telomere and welcome to another repair video. In this video, we're looking at this really nice pearl shiny, whatever you want to call it, S10. It's a Samsung Galaxy S10. All it needs is a battery. Let's get into it. Now with these particular backs, you gotta keep in mind they are a little bit of a scarier back glass. They can be a bit more easily broken. So all I'm using is a heat gun, just basic heat gun on this, something you'd buy at Home Depot or something like that. I'm going to heat up the back here until it's hot to the touch. Hot to the touch means that you can touch it and you don't burn it yourself, but you know, if you held your fingers on it any longer, you probably would, or you might. I also want to keep in mind, right around that camera, the camera island there, they do have adhesive all around that camera island, and because of that, you got to be really careful around those spots. Right here and right here are likely candidates for breakage. You also want to make sure that you're using something pretty thin. You can't use one of these picks. One of these picks will not work on the back glass for these, at least. Well, that should be good and hot. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to get a suction cup. Now any of these parts that I'm using, any of these tools I should say, or even some of the parts, you can find, I do have Amazon affiliate links in the video description, and if you use those links, I do make a tiny little commission off of those. This is coming out really easily. I'm going to say that probably this has been opened before. It's never this easy to get into these. That came apart incredibly easy. I might be wrong, but it definitely has the look. Looks like it may have been opened before. But yeah, this part right here should be a separate shield. So we just got to take that shield off, get the battery out. Keep in mind that there is usually a blank island right here in the center where the battery, the screen is exposed to the back of the frame. So when we're digging into there, you just want to be a bit careful. So I got the screws out, but really something I need to do right away is get the glue off of this. This glue is sometimes especially with the S series, the glue is salvageable, but in this case, that back cover came off way too easily, way too easily. So I'm going ahead and cleaning this all off. I think I might put some Kapton tape across that. That's a type of extremely heat tolerant, almost like an electrical tape, and it leaves no adhesive residue behind when it's removed. So I really do favor using this, especially on lenses. So here we go. And the reason I'm doing this is I want to protect these camera lenses while I'm removing the glue from the frame. So as you're going, I'm just going along with the tool and just picking up as much glue as possible here. There's going to be some that just refuses to come up on that occasion. The best way to go about that is to just use some cotton swabs with alcohol and just keep scrubbing away at it until it all comes free. So I finally got all that cleaned up. It took a little bit of time, but we got it. So next we're going to be moving on to getting this plate off here. Sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, but if you can find a little bit of a gap, you can get in there and just pull it up. It should come out relatively easily. I do see a spot right here. Here we go. See how easy that was? And it does have a little adhesive in the bottom right corner there. I'm just going to peel that up real slowly. There, that's it. We now have access to the battery. So I'm going to put that to the side. Let's disconnect the battery. Here we go. And we're going to soak this. This is the only way we're going to be able to get into this. There's a whole bunch of adhesive on the back there. You're just going to look for the biggest gap behind the battery. There's a whole section right along here. So I'm just going to flood this and just let it dribble down. Next, get your pry tool. You're not going to go in too deep, and you're just going to be pulling it up carefully. So I'm just pulling it up lightly right now. I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure on this, just a little, and you'll notice, oh, it already popped up. And I'm still not pulling up particularly hard. And you just got to keep in mind, I'm pretty sure there's a hollow. There it is. You see that big hollow? That's the screen. That black area is the screen. So you got to be careful with that. So I'm going to put that to the side there. Got to let it dry out a little bit. There is quite the puddle. And then we got to go and use the glue remover tool or adhesive, whatever you want to call it, and get that out. And be very careful while doing that. You don't want to hit that screen. It is a little bit forgiving, but I still recommend caution. So I'm going to go in there and get that old glue out. If it's not coming out, it's because it's still a fair bit soaked with alcohol, and it's being mean right now. It's taking its time. It doesn't want to come out, and that's simply because the alcohol is still very, very in there. The area up here I think might be a little better. Could try there. But yeah, you just gotta get this out, and once it's dry, then it'll come out a lot easier. You know what? I could just demonstrate this by heating it up with the heat gun. I'm not putting this on for very long. I just want to get it even just like warm to the touch to absorb that alcohol. I think that might have been enough. Yeah, there we go. You see how quick that comes up when the alcohol isn't sitting on it? Look at that. Oh, beautiful. Came up so quick. Now that that's done, now I'm not taking the back off this battery just yet, but I'm going to wrap this little ribbon cable around. We're going to plug it in first and do some testing. There we go. Now, sometimes with these back shields, they do connect through to the power button, and sometimes not. It just depends on the setup. In this situation, I'm pretty sure the motherboard itself is what is holding the pins in place for the power button. So if I hold this down now, it should work. Just like that. We know it's working. I'm going to let it boot up, and I just want to see it turned on completely before I move on from here. Okay, what do we see? It should be on by this point. There we go. 77%. There's not much of a way for me to test this aside maybe like just plugging it in and seeing what it does. And it is drawing a decent charge there. Acting a little odd, actually. Okay, I think it's not working because this isn't in place. There is a sensor on this. So let's put this in place first. I'm going to plug this back in again. I'm not ready to remove the protective adhesive backing off of the battery just yet. I need to make sure that this battery is working before I can move forward. So let's put this in. This isn't going to work the best because I got little tabs for the battery, but just give this a go. Turn it on again, pressing down, make sure all those sensors are connected. All right, phone's on. Let's see if it charges now. It's at 75% right now. And my amp reader that's connected to my USB-C power hub is at 0. That is a lot more promising. And now it says 1.38, 1.25 amps, bumping around a little bit. And the symbol right there is showing that it is charging. It is in fact charging. So there we go. I have experienced this issue before with not having that back plate in there because there is a sensor that is looking for how hot the phone is and whether or not there is any water issues. I'm pretty sure, at least with the temperature issue, I've encountered that before where it's complained about temperature issues. Let's remove this backing. Why is it in two pieces? That's weird. And you want to make sure that you connect the ribbon cable first for the power, and then you're going to drop the battery in. And the reason why you're going to do this is just to make sure that your connector is lining up properly. Let's drop the battery in. We're good. Just press it in place. It is now pressed in place. Words. And now I can peel off this Captain tape. I can see that I've got some fingerprints on even the sticker, so it's good to see that that did the job. Let's press this back into place. There we go. We're going to toss those screws back in because this job is pretty much done. Now we're on to the final bit there, which is adhesive. Now on this occasion, I'm just using a 8000 glue, and the reason is because from my experience, using adhesive strips doesn't work well. Even the replacement adhesive does not actually work that well. So what I find myself doing is I just use some of this. I let it dry a little bit so that there's a little bit of a buffer, and then I use clamps to hold it all in place. There's some places that you know where it needs to go though. There's a little bit right along here, and all around the edges there's a speck that goes. Watch out for, I just almost did it. Making sure that the strands of glue don't go over the camera lenses. This is going to result in some glue squirting out the sides, and that's fine. That's okay. You can deal with that. think there was maybe a little bit of glue right here as well, but I can't remember. It's not a big deal if it is or it isn't. The edges are what are most important, and this is what's going to provide some protection for the phone. A little bit of waterproofing. Now we wait. Just gotta wait a little bit. It doesn't take long. Just maybe a minute. That's all you need. Just a little bit of time for it to set up. Okay, I think that should be enough time. We start from the top. Squish that down first, and then let the rest fall into place. And then just give it a little bit of a wiggle. Now, as I said, there is going to be some that's going to squish out the edges. That's okay. The final bit, we need to go and put some clamps on this to hold it in place. You don't put it down too tight. If you put it down too tight, it could break the glass or break the screen. So when I say finger tight, it's barely finger tight. I'm going to use a lot of these clamps. These are Keon Lee versions. I think I might have an Amazon affiliate link for these creatures. I think I spent like a fair bit of coin on these because these are made of aluminum, but the ones a lot of times that are available online are always made of plastic. It really doesn't matter that much if they're made of plastic. I'm barely putting any pressure on these for clamping these down. Very little pressure. And that's it. I'm going to let it sit. And then once this dries, I'm going to wipe away the extra, or not wipe away, it's going to take some effort. I'm going to use a nail, or I can use one of these plastic razor blades, something like that to get rid of the excess glue. Well, it's been on these clamps for quite a long time. I didn't really have time to get back to it, so it's been a few days. You can see the glue all just splattered out there a little bit. There's definitely many ways to get this out. If you do have a plastic razor blade. This one is starting to look a little bit questionable now, though. So I'm going to try one of my pry tools. I'm just going to rub it along here to see if that'll work to loosen up the glue that has squished out the edges. It's doing okay. I think my nail might even, they're short right now. I think even my nail would do better. Yeah, my nail's doing better. And that's it. I've got all the glue cleaned out of the edges. It's looking very nice. I gave it a good polish as well. It's looking spick and span. So that's really all there is to this video. If you guys like the video, please do leave a like. And if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video.